So my name's Paul. I'm super grateful to be up here today. Say a little bit about Denver. I first met Denver before my memories really even kicked in. The first memory I do recall is playing on a flutterboard with him in grade 1 on a school trip to the swimming pool. I just remember splashing around, and Lorraine was there, and we were just continually splashing her in the face. And that unimpressed expression that she held, it sometimes got swapped out with a "what are you doing" expression. And that's basically the two expressions that's remained on Lorraine's face for the most of our friendship. Whatever that first impression was for his parents, it continued to go downhill as the first time I was invited to Denver's house, a series of events unfolded that led to broken glassware. Despite that incident, which started a long tradition of me breaking the Masons' property, pole dancing on things I shouldn't have, leaving taps on that I shouldn't have, and just generally shooting BB guns where I wasn't supposed to either. It was summed up in that I made Denver seem like a lot better son than he actually was. But I have to give it credit to the Masons. They have always been so welcoming and gracious to myself and other friends of Denver, no matter how weird things got. Truly many have been blessed by them, although to this day I still do not understand how someone as rowdy as Dean ended up with someone as sweet as Lorraine. Still a mystery. So yeah, for the last 18 years, I've been lucky enough to call Denver a friend. And he's been such a huge part of who I've become and who a lot of his friends have become. He's a big influence. There's a proverb that says, the wounds of a friend can be trusted. Now, don't take that the wrong way. He's not a violent person. Look at him. He's not violent. One time, I witnessed him tech the entire set of a live musical pretty much naked. It was disturbing and hilarious, but it was not violent. No, he's not a mean person. To be honest, I was hoping that I would have a longer list of times that you had led me into peril, but you've actually kept me and the rest of us quite safe over the course of our lives. Just like Dean. The apple fell far from the tree on that one. No. He's not a mean-spirited person. No, what I mean by that proverb, the wounds of a friend can be trusted, is that it's better to have friends who sharpen you rather than let you remain dull. It's better to have friends who are willing to do the hard work of tearing down the bad in you to build up the good. Denver is that good friend. While there is multiple times in my own life that I can remember him saying, "You're being a dumbass," he didn't just leave it there. Sometimes he would, but for the most part, he would tell me why I was being a dumbass. And not maliciously, but with love. And he would do it because he knew that you could be better. He would build you up. And while he did build me and those around him up, that did not always exempt him from joining in on some of the surface-level dumbassery himself. These instances were usually within time spent with our group of friends, and sometimes with family. And by family, I mostly mean Dean. One of these instances included a time when Denver, in the dead of night outside at Teague's cabin, spent over an hour looking for shade. Just think about that for a moment. Other instances included Denver being half naked while shooting a homemade movie about how he is training to become a heavyweight boxing champion. He was a lot more jacked back in high school. He's thinned out. He's thinned out a lot. There was continued half-naked shenanigans on ski trips. Honestly, there was a lot more nudity than I ever thought there would be when I was recollecting all of these things. And of course, there was numerous celebratory shots with Dean late in the night yelling to sun. Denver always added to whatever we as a group of friends were doing. And because of his general common sense that most of us seem to lack, and for some still lack, he was usually the one that made any get-together that required any sort of coordination possible. Of course, it seems that people who aren't total dumbasses attract. And in high school, when he wasn't accidentally ingesting pot pancakes, he met Meryn. Meryn was a grade lower, but she probably had and continues to have more brain cells than the entire set of groomsmen. As time's gone on, through high school and into university, I've gotten to know Meryn more and more. I've come to know that she is not only wicked smart, but she also has a huge heart to see positive change in the world that so many people with such an aspiring intellect seem to lack. While the beginning of the relationship, from my perspective, was mostly involved with uncomfortable PDA around campfires, it quickly developed from that. And it appeared, even when Denver went to state and they were brought hundreds of kilometers away from each other, even through that, it seems that Denver was becoming more than, apparently, as Meryn once put it, just her high school boyfriend. I have learned... Day one? I've learned more about friendship and relationships from the two of you than you could ever know. It just takes being in the same room as the two of them to see what it means to love another person well. And that's the great part about Denver and Meryn. They don't just stop at each other. Their love grows and it reaches out to the people around them. They not only enjoy each other, but they enjoy each other's families. They not only open up themselves to each other, but they open up their home and their hearts to friends. They not only offer themselves to the other when one is struggling, but they also offer up their times to friends who need help. We do not deserve the two of you, but we are very fortunate and thankful that we get to call the two of you friends anyway. I'm not sure what advice I can give you as you enter into marriage together, but considering your first real date was going to see the re-release of Phantom Menace, Misa thinks you're gonna be all right. It's gonna be... Besides, why offer advice when Meryn could probably make a much more helpful flowchart? Yes. And that's kind of the cool thing about today. Even though it's raining and there's things that are unexpected, it's by no means going to be the first thing that's going to be unexpected that you guys will come across together. But like, look at you now. You just take it in stride, hand in hand. So that's something that I hope for the two of you just going forward. Yeah. With that, I'd like to invite all of you to raise your glasses to Denver and Meryn, toasting in the traditional fashion of Dean with a to son. To son!